Well, hello there, and welcome to the STB Racing League here for the season 26 Tier 3 Challenge Grand Prix on this wonderful Wednesday evening as Maldi has a big tank slapper coming out. That big curvy long, not so straight corner out down into the straight. Sant has retired in the pit lane as we come into the end of the session. Pistol coming on pole by half a tenth of a second. And Jamo has bended it on the curb. You can't touch those curbs, they are very slippery. That's his lap done, and just about released the McLaren coming through. Mardy has improved by 2/10 up to do up 31.5. But yeah, he definitely lost some time in that third sector there. So on board here with Anthony OK, 10th up in the second sector. Very wobbly on the exit there, but he's running out of VRS coming down into this final corner. Carry as much speed as possible. Here's the line, it's a very, very irritated Mercedes across the line. And yeah, we're just waiting for Jamo to finish getting into the pits. And we'll be on our way. Well, that's your qualifying done then. Pistol on pole, but only 2/10 of a second. Alonso was able to get quite close to him in the end. And Jamo in P3, 4/10 down, with George right behind him, P4. Maldi P5. Mohammed Akun P6. Apparently has a qualifying ban. So his result in this race will not take into account Beth Valera P7, Pierre P8, Demetrius P9, Kesson P10, Anthony P11, and the Spanish drivers at the bottom. So, what is going to happen? Apparently, there might be rain on the way. And like Tier 2, where it came in like the last lap after like the last car after the first car finished across the line. I think it might actually come a bit early in this race. And yeah, the rest of those were Chaos, Juan, Piro, and Sant. So they were the bottom drivers there. As we wait for everyone to sort their strategies out and get on their way. So here we are. I don't know what Pirel's doing. He's nowhere to be seen. Meanwhile, Juan and Sant are going full speed with the actual motion lap. But it's, I think Pistol's just taking it very fast. The actual motion lap. I just don't think the other guys actually just generally can't keep up. Obviously, like a very fast formation lap. I still don't know whether your tyres actually cool down during the formation lap or not. Can't remember. Pistol's actually been disqualified. I don't think the tyres do go down. I think they stay the same temperatures while you're on the grid. They're not going that fast. They barely got the tyres into the 80s. That's why the AI tends to be better warming up the tyres, despite doing, well, absolutely nothing. Waiting for the last cars to park themselves up. It's 5 lights then for the drivers ahead. It's lights out, and away we go for the STB Chinese Grand Prix. Pistol already on the overtake, covering himself off into turn 1. Jamo's up into P2 with the hards not quite giving the traction off the line. As Mohammed, I think the Red Bull's off the circuit. That is Demetrius gone wide. He's lost multiple places on his first lap. So Jamo up into P2 then. As we go through the first sector, Alonso down to P3. Apart from that, apart from Demetrius, who just gains 2 places. Oh, the 3 wide! And the Alpine has ghosted. I think that's Pierre. And they're still ghosting. Finally managed to sort themselves out. Demetrius managed to pick up 2 places quickly there. In that bail, Mercedes has a sniff up the inside. Alpine just gives him enough space, but he wasn't really close enough to make a move there. It's not really a place you want to make a overtake unless you really commit. And the Williams is off. I believe that must be Sant. There's no one else there. And he is the only Williams on the circuit. Meanwhile, Maldi and Mohammed are having a battle here. And Bolero almost lost it. I thought he was actually gone there for a second. But he managed to continue. Now Demetrius right on his tail. Look at the speed that Mohammed's doing, but he's using a lot of the overtake. My headset, but I'll be beeping now. Don't go die on me now. Right, first lap done. Lots of cars off the track there. Pistol, followed by Jamo, by Alonso, by Millsy, by Mohammed Kun, by Valero. But Demetrius, Pierre, Avni, Kezen, Chaos, George, and Juan. These guys having a little bit of a scrap here for the wooden spoon. As the Rebel slithers up the inside, George has obviously lost lots of places. It's almost 3 wide to go for here. And George is obviously, George must be the one that was off, because he's the one that lost all the places. So that's my bad. He must be the one that went off. Yeah, 7 places down, so not bad. So he actually lost more than I thought. So it was George that was off. Not great considering you're starting on the mediums, because you've lost that position now. I think the hardest of mediums is the clear strategy to go to. I really think it is, because it allows you to pit later, get out the battle, get out of danger, and then let everyone scrap, and then use your tyre advantage to catch up and overtake them. And because you have better tyres, you're able to use your ERS more places where you want to instead of when you have to. And right now, Alonso's struggling to keep up here on those hard tyres at this moment in time. He needs to stay with them here if he wants to make the strategy work. It's the whole reason why it worked in Tier 1. Oh, Maldi almost loses it. But yeah, that's the reason why it worked in Tier 1s, because the hard runners, well, aka me, Attila, and I think it was Etem, were able to keep up so well. We were able to make the overtakes. It's because that we stayed with the medium runners. So when they did pit, they haven't built up a gap up. Because technically, theoretically, the mediums should be faster, so it should pull away. But if you don't pull away, you basically had the faster tyre and not gained anything from it. This is why the hard tyre is generally the better tyre to be on, because you could just match the people in the front, just stay with them. And then when you do go into second stint where free air is such a big thing, and you've got softer tyres, and they're younger, and you've got clean air, you're able to just be so much faster. So when they're on the hard tyres, you're a second lap faster than them. But when you're on the hards and they're on the mediums in the first stint, the pace is almost identical. But right now, Alonso is struggling to do that. He obviously hasn't got the pace of the two in front in the race trim. But here comes Jammer then, up the inside, no overtake being used. He's got the move done before the apex and before the braking zone. As I'm getting a little bit bloated. But yeah, that is Jammer now up into P1, but Pistol's coming out with a DRS here. There's some medium ERS mode, no hot lap, no overtake, just pure DRS pace. Yeah, flags. Sauber. It's chaos. Some chaos has been ensured. Some battles in the midfield. Demetrius and Pierre. Bit of a scrap here for, I believe, P4. P5, sorry, actually. But I think more for like P6 range. As now Demetrius and Maldi now side by side. And Maldi's hit the side of Mohammed. I'm not sure what's going on there, whether Maldi got pushed or whether something else. Oh, Mercedes just shoved the Red Bull onto the curb. That is not allowed. You can't just squeeze somebody off like that. Considering he's not even going to be getting even any points into this race is quite astounding. Very aggressive defending. Oh, and he's been hipped. Did Mohammed turn in, or did the Red Bull not get enough alongside him? And now they're in contact, and Pierre's now onto the grass. And lots of momentum all the way down the straight, and he's going to lose 2 places here. Unfortunately for him. Meanwhile, Bolero is making a move on Alonso here, and he needs to, because he's now 3 seconds behind the leaders. Where's the pace gone? I'm sorry, but how would he lost 3 seconds in the space of 4 laps? I do not know. So that's like 8/10 a lap, which is a lot. Even for the hards, that's a lot. Should only be about half a second maximum. Meanwhile, Maldi's now up to P3, and Alonso's got a 10-second time penalty for corner cutting. I don't know how he's done that. Whether he just cut the whole of a hairpin or something. No, I think that's a retirement, I think, because he just peeled into the pit. Meanwhile, still scrapping for P3 and P4. Alonso's still trying to hold on to this P4 he's got here in Epilero. Oh, he's got the inside here, but he's got the outside for this next corner. But then it means he has to. I say he was going to get the inside for the next corner, but because he took the line so wide, he actually cocked himself over by doing so. He needed to keep it closer. Gave Alonso way too much space. This is actually allowing Maldi to actually pull away here. Not quite out of DRS range, but certainly in safety. And now the Red Bull's ghosting for like the 10th time this race. Only on that 5. Oh, on the curve, bottoms out. He's using overtake, but he hasn't got much left. Just open. Oh, and there's more collisions going on here. Pierre's lagging a bit. He's lagging quite a lot, actually. I don't know whether he's got his traits off Nicolas Mendes. But yeah, these guys are really scrapping. It's really split the field. This battle into 2 here. Got these 4. It's almost 3 wide going to hit. And the Rebel has to back out there. Oh, and there's more contact. It's just contact free is not existent right now, and the George just breezed past the Matrix. We've got a 4x4, 2x4 by 4x2 by 2. We've got at the moment. Sounds like a riddle. Some very strong line there by my Bolero. Oh, Maldi almost lost it through there. Meanwhile, Silante Pistol, I think just minding his own business. Yeah, he's got some overtake here. DRS enabled. He's got the overspeed. He's going for the inside line. Is he going to retake the lead here into the Chinese Grand Prix? Yes, he is. Up the inside in that fluorescent green Sauber. Oh, and that's not the line to take through there, because that allows Jamo just to slide right past with some DRS. Alonso back up to P3 then. I think he might do that down the straight earlier. Maldi with the DRS. Not going to get back past. Is he going to stick it back up on the inside? No. But at this point, these hards should be coming into play here, as the mediums do start to wear away a little bit more. Gap hasn't increased a lot in the last 3 laps. Because it was at the end of lap 4, I think it was 3 and a bit seconds. Now it's still 3.5, and it's been 3 laps, 2.5 laps since then. It hasn't really gone up much. So yeah, it looks like the top 2 have slide down a little bit. Oh, Maldi's gone. Did you get on the curb? I think he lost me on the curb. I didn't see any contact. And now Anthony and George have swapped places. Yeah, I didn't see that one going. Pistons are using his DRS and DRS again. Gaining. Back up inside the hairpin again, once again. He's used a lot of DRS in his last 2 laps to just get back past him. Yeah, as Jamo saved both his battery up. Jamo's going to have a straight run back on Pistol here. Pistol's got nothing to answer for. He's got no ERS left at all. Mohammed Khan's using whatever he's got left. Alonso is going back for the move around the outside of turn 1. Is he going to switch it to the inside for turn 2? Around it up the inside of turn 2 he goes then at the apex into turn 3 and 4. Is he going to do switch tracks again? 2 switch tracks in 2 corners is quite ambitious, but no, hasn't quite got it out of turn 4. Maybe a bit too far back from moving to turn 6. Pierre got a warning then for, I don't know how, he's probably cut the corner too much. I didn't know you could actually cut that corner really too much, to be honest. But he is lagging quite a bit here. And Alonso's got past, Alonso's lost position to Bolero, which is a very funny place to lose a place there, especially in the opening few laps. He's not doing a great job on these hard tyres though. The top 2's really struggling to keep up. The gap's now 2.4. That was a parallels pirouetted down the long right-hander before the back straight. So Jamo leads then, Pistol sits behind him. And Mohammed stays in P3 for now. Bolero's getting closer. Very wide line for Mohammed. Not sure if it's the best line in the race. purely because you've got to do more turning at that speed and at that angle. So it's better to go a little bit slower and just take it a little bit tighter and just don't put so much stress in that the front left tyre, which does take the most beating around the circuit because of the long left-handers we have, right-handers that we have around the circuit. Turn 1 and turn 2. Don't forget about turn 6 and this corner here, turn 8. I believe it's turn 8. And then obviously the long left-hander going down the back straight there. Lots of corners which really do eat that front left tyre up. It's not too harsh on the rear tyres, there's no real big heavy traction zones. Oh, saying that, he lost the rear there. The more gradual traction zones where it's just so simple power management is needed. But a bit close is Alonso. But Alonso will be quite quick. Pistols in the pits then. Why? I don't know, ever know why people are pitting so early for the hard tyres. It does, we've seen this in the last 2 races. It doesn't work. This strategy just doesn't work because you're just on such a slow tyre at the end of the race. You really put yourself under pressure because last lap opportunities come into play, and then when you're on 18 lap old hards, you are a sitting duck. And I need to invite Demetrius back in because he is disconnected from the game here. See if we can try and get him back in. Hope he doesn't lose too much time. He's already fallen back here. See Alonso all at the back of Mohamed Akunit. He's now for P2 because obviously Pistols pitted. There's Demetrius just joined back here. This was going to be quite an even move in the end. Alonso with the hot lap. Even with the overtake. I don't know why Mohamed's even bothering to use the overtake because there's no way he's going to beat him with the RS. They're Jamo in to answer to Pistols opening to make a pit stop here. Blair's also in. Again, still these stops. I wouldn't expect people to pit really until about lap 12. And Maldi's now disconnected from the game. Excellent. Heather's now passed Demetrius. I think he was just rejoined to the game at this moment in time. Benji's kind of time. So meanwhile, George is getting past Maldi's AI. She's just suffering. To make sure she's still not back into his car yet. Still in AI. Oh, and Peter's lagging quite a bit. Maldi's AI is using the overtake here. That's about it. DRS enabled for him now. Let's get back in as quickly as possible. Yeah, I've only taken a very deep line into that. Demetrius just still not back into his car yet. I don't know what's going on with him. He's Maldi's now losing the place here. But his AI has continued. Anthony's turn to get past Maldi's AI. Demetrius retired in the pit lane. I don't know why he's retired. He's out. I don't actually know why he's retired for, though. That's the thing. He rejoined, and then he just... I don't know. I don't know if he had a weird glitch where he couldn't get back into the car or something. We've had this before, where you couldn't get back in the car, and he's left, and now it's retired. So he is now out of this race. And Pirello is now into the start pits for upset mediums very early in this race. Problem is, Maudi's AI now is lost about 8 seconds to Alonso in the space of the last like 3 laps. Maudi's now back in his car. So I assume Maudi's probably going to pit in this lap with Daphne. But Maudi's got his own race to battle now. Alonso stays out. So is Mohammed. Mohammed's going long then. He's going long on these tyres. Well, there it's the fastest lap of the race on those hard tyres. So he is flying right now. Maudi's gone on to another set of mediums. Is it because the rain's coming? Is this what they're trying to do? Is he trying to go on back onto mediums and hope for this rain comes? Is that why, or is that a mistake? Because a bit clumsy we did. Maybe that's why people are pitting early though, because of the rain. Maybe they're expecting rain to come. And he's just absolutely meant to be. Sant's decided to just turn into Maudi halfway down the corner. I think Sant forgets that there's people about 3 seconds a lap faster than him who while on 12 lap faster than medium tyres. It doesn't quite work. It's like having level 60 AI on the track. And I don't recognise when you're at the apex. Alonso's just sitting behind Mohammed right now, but at this time of the race, he should be making moves here. And that is, I believe Santa's gone off again in the sector 2 there. And there you go, Mohammed's into the pits, and Alonso decides his turn to become Esteban Ocon and take a detour. But at this moment of time now, everyone is spread out like butter. That's what happens every time after pit stops, it all just spreads out. Especially with tier 3 where everyone seems to make pit stops at different points of the track, at the race. Obviously you can't make pit stops at different parts of the track, so that's not physically possible. Talk about Mohammed. Oh, that's a voice break that was, bloody hell. Mohammed's come out right ahead of George. George has got to make this move now while he's on cold tyres, if he wants to make the move. That's not what Mohammed needs. He needs to stay ahead of it. It's not like he result matters anyway. He's not even going to get points in this race. I don't know why I'm pouncing on about him so much. Okay, so Alonso, stay out. If I was them, I'd pick now. Pick now. Get on those medium tyres as quickly as possible to try and minimise that undercut that they have done. Give you more time to use those mediums to catch back up. Give as much time as you need. So, is Alonso going to pit? No. Does Kezin going to pit? Motion message saying hello from the box of the Red Bull. I don't know. You've died, so I can't say much about that. You're out of the race. So yeah. As we down to 2 people, still 13 drivers remaining. Maudi's got a 3-second time penalty. I believe he got it out the exit of the last corner. He's well, setting the fastest lap of the race. I didn't even know that was possible. I thought the fastest lap gets disallowed. So Mari's got pace here. I think he did get DRS off happening, which probably did help. The gap between Pistol and Alonso now is now under 10 seconds, which is going to be crucial. Mohammed is really punching himself in the face here. I think he said that a bit too long, and George has also got a time penalty. George! That's what Alexander Albon said. Internet problem today. Okay. And I assume you could get back in your car, and then you've obviously left, and then the car's retired you, because I know it's games like you leave and it retires the car. Why it does that, I do not know. It is a bit crap. And Science decided that he's forgot what the accelerator pedal is, and the brake pedal. It's getting yellow flags down the straight. Piston got down to 8.3 as now Kesson finally pits. I wonder if Alonso's trying to leave it to the rain period. I swear I heard it was going to rain. I swear I did, because Maldi was moaning about it earlier in qualifying. So I assume rain is coming, but the thing is, when does it come? When does this rain arrive? For no, it doesn't look like it's going to happen anytime soon-ish. Not within the next 2 laps, but I think maybe the next 4 or 5 laps, maybe. But the thing is, even if it does rain, is it worth going to intermediates? It depends how quickly it gets wet and when it does actually get wet. Because if it's wet by like 20, obviously you want to pay it. But if it's like 25, you're better off just staying out. Because there's no way on Inters they're going to gain 25 seconds in 3 laps. Not when the track's still getting wet, because at that point Inters are not even at a peak performance in terms of when the dries actually start to really suffer. Because at that point they'll be about the same pace. If the track was actually fully wet, then yeah, maybe you could gain 25 seconds on the set of on the set of Inters with the other car and slicks, but not when the track's still wetting up. So we'll see how that works out. Because Alonso still is staying out. But this could come to bite him back in him, maybe, if it doesn't actually start raining. Because what happened yesterday, it took to the very last lap, after the first car crossed the line, to actually start raining. Because the first person crossed the line when it wasn't raining, and then the last car crossed the line when it was greasy. So we'll see how this all turns out. Mohammed is still stuck behind George here. Cannot find a way past. His overcut has really punched him in the face here. It would have been so much better for him if he got ahead. Should have pitted a lap earlier and he wouldn't be in this situation right now. He'll be probably behind Fablera at this point. So he'll be an extra couple of seconds up the road. At this moment in time, nothing much else is happening. Everything's sticking behind Maldi as well. As Maldi catches up to the back of our Pierre here. Alonso stays out. I think he really is waiting for this rep period. Pistol is chomping back on it, but Pistol's gonna... I think he's hit that sort of first cliff of the tyre wear on his hard, so he isn't gaining as much as he was before. But he's still gaining still relatively decent speed, obviously, because he is on... Yeah, regardless, he's still on line that fresher hard tyres. So, Alonso wished it rains now. He wants it to rain now. The earlier it comes, the easier it's going to be for him to stay as high as possible in the positions. But right now, I mean, he was fighting Jamo earlier. He was fighting Mohammed Khan. But Mohammed Khan took a very late pit stop, so we're looking more around sort of Bolero sort of range. You know, if Bolero passes Alonso, Alonso's strategy has failed. Because I think at this point, Bolero takes a bit of curve and loses the rear there. But I think it's getting to the point where even in a 20-lap race, the one stop is probably not the fastest to go. Because I think at that point, I think the fresh tyres are just making that much of a difference. George and Mohammed Khan. Mohammed's finally got the inside of George, but George has got the switchback. A very tasty switch. Oh, never mind. He's just absolutely trashed it on the traction there. He said he uses no traction with the devil face on the emoji, and it's going to be more of a sort of fluffy, sort of sweating face at the end of this, because he's just cocked himself over by saying that, by not being able to do it properly. Man's got past Pierre here. Pierre's a little bit laggy as usual. It's like having Nicolas Mendes in the lobby. I've said that 3 times I think already today. But still no sign of rain yet. But it is getting cloudy. It was there was some sun a couple laps ago. The sun has now gone, so it's definitely getting more cloudy here at the Shanghai circuit. But still nothing being as done as yet. So Anthony's still... He's actually got past Pierre himself as well. So Pierre's lost 2 places. Obviously struggling. But he's got a better exit than Anthony here though. We're both going to have DRS from behind Maldi. Who's got the fastest straight line speed at this moment in time. Looks like it's kind of hard to say with Pierre. They're both not really using overtake though. But saying that, Pierre is. So Pierre is making a move up the inside of Maldi here. Looks to get back past. Oh, Maldi's been hit, I think, by Anthony. Maldi's been hit by Anthony. Anthony's going to let him back pass, but the damage has been done. But I think he might get with a penalty there because he's giving the place back. But the problem is now, Maldi's all lost the DRS to Pierre. Maldi, he needs it to rain. Because he isn't used the hard tyres or the softs. Oh, and he's lost the rear by doing that as well. He hasn't used 2 different types of dry compounds. So he has to pick at some point, whether it's intermediates or a set of softs. I would say a set of hards, but I think at this point, I think he would want to go on a set of softs. Because it is quite late to go on hards now. But he needs it to rain now. Talk about who needs it to rain now is Alonso, because Pistol's now right up his arse. Oh, Pierre spinned it at the second sector. Seems to have got away with much damage. Back on board with Alonso then. As Pistol breezes past him. Is Alonso going to try and fight it? But it's going to be difficult with these tyres. Oh, and he's hit Pistol! And his Pistol's gone round! It's an absolute crucial for the fight. I think Alonso can't slow down because Pistol, he has lost multiple places here. And that is definitely Alonso's fault. He just hit the back of Pistol on the exit there. Pistol, complete bystander, not even a bystander, complete victim in that. He's been completely ruined. He's lost his potential victory from that crash. And that was easily avoidable. For some reason, Alonso just did not turn on the exit because the hairpin comes in. Alonso hasn't even finished the corner yet at that point, and he's hit a Pistol. But why is he turned out? I do not know. At that point, you've got to follow what the leaders, the car in front, is doing. But he just forgot, like, Pistol was there. I can't explain it. So Alonso's not also probably now on the back foot now in terms of strategy, because it's still not raining yet. He's now probably going to pick up at least a 5-second time penalty from that. At least. 10-second maybe not, because it normally needs damage of that, or it needs to be quite severe. But it's at least another. It's a 5-second time penalty. We'll probably go in Alonso's way. I'll make sure that gets dished in later on. But yeah, that is what the Germans would say. Nicht so gut. So now Jamo is going to be one behind, but will he be scared now? Now he's just seen Alonso just swipe him. They put the Sauber in front. Jamo's on there getting past him as well. Oh, and Red Bull's almost lost it. George almost gone there. Big puff of smoke is left there. And Maldi's then lost pace to Avni. And Pierre's actually dropped off quite considerably after that mistake. Which allows these two to be fighting for P7. Maldi's wide again there. Just enabled. Avni hasn't got much left. And there's the rain. The rain has arrived. So, he's going to go to Maldi's hit the inside curb. He's hit the inside curb. He's completely lost it. These curbs are very slippery on this track, especially in these high-speed corners. Indeed, we need this rain to come quickly. It does look like it is quite heavy already. It doesn't look like it's light. So rain is coming down, but when do you pit? And if you need to pit? Because somebody like Mohammed or Jamo, they could probably stay out. It depends how quickly it gets wet. But if it's wet, by the end of the next lap, you probably will have to pit for Inters. Because I'm already seeing dots here, because it is quite heavy rain. It is quite heavy here. And it really looks like it's really slow down here. It's really slow down. Actually, it's got wet very quickly. It looks very, very treacherous already here. You could just tell by how slow they are coming out of that vast right-hand turn corner. And it's really bunched up the grid here. Look how close it suddenly all got. It's suddenly got very, very close to each other, and this track's already getting wet. Look how heavy it's coming down. This is proper rain, this is. DRS has been disabled. This is big rain. This is good for Alonso and good for Maldi. It gets them in the pit lane quickly, and it already into the pits. It's not even taken a lap. Oh, look at Jamo. He's almost in the barriers. Oh, we're talking about who is in the barriers. Ever below is in the barriers. They're really treacherous conditions. It's really throwing them off. And that's Bolero probably taken out of any chance of getting some decent points here, because he's now got to change that wing. He lost at least 50% of that wing. Yep, he has, and it is going to be a front wing change. At least it's going to be replaced, so he knows that he can get away with at least a decent car. So everyone's in, and this is great for Alonso. This is exactly what he's needed. So he's actually probably gained from this now, because he was behind Jamo, and now he's actually right behind him. So, intermediate tyres then. Who's going to be the quickest to adjust to these changeable conditions? It's all about having the confidence to push straight away. If you don't have the confidence, you're going to be suffering. You've got to figure out what the tyres are feeling, how the conditions are feeling, and then instantly push on. Yeah, flags already. A Sant's still on the slicks. It's really been suffering. But this rain has come very quickly here. Probably the quickest I've seen it come in a dynamic racing conditions, where you haven't actually made it ask it for rain. But normally it's quite slow. So the game does change it up for how quickly it does rain. Sometimes it rains really slowly. It takes about 2 to 3 laps to actually get any sort of wetness on the track. And here it took less than a lap to make them decide to dip into the intermediates. So the rain came quickly here. So Alonso, he made the stint last to the Inters, so he has made the right choice in the end. But it's all about pace now on these intermediate tyres. So Maldi, he decided to do something different. He pitted for mediums, and then pitted for another set of mediums. I would have thought Maldi would have liked to pit earlier. But obviously, because he disconnected during the pit stop window, I think he was forced to pit a bit later than he would like to have. I think he would like to have probably pit around lap 11, lap 10. And obviously, we're in intermediates now for a lap. So yeah, well, they probably did lose a bit from that, just pitting at the wrong time anyway, but obviously lost a lot of time being under the AI. But this has really brought this top 6, top 5 very close, and Silent Pistol's made himself back up into here, but some of these guys are all just bunched up. But somehow just naturally just works their way in, which is a bit strange. Weird how everyone just kind of squashes together when they were quite spread out earlier. It's almost like the leader was going the slowest and the fifth was going the fastest, and they all just worked their way into each other. Yes, we do have a battle in our hands here, do we, Demetrius? It's going to be an interesting one. But I remember Mohammed, he will be disqualified after this race because he had a qualifying ban, which he did not serve. He was put in the stewards report. Yeah, it's not up to us to remind you, because you will be told in the stewards. You have to look at the stewards report. Yeah, you are pinged by the oh, there's a bit of tangle there from Alonso and Mohammed. Bit of tangle going on there. There's no DRS either. So this is pure ERS conservative, and Mohammed at the moment has used all of his. Alonso's still got loads of it, and he's gaining a lot. He's actually hit the back of Mohammed there. As they navigate into turn 1 and turn 2, Pistol is locking their way around. He's got past George. Well, like I said, Mohammed will probably be disqualified because, like I said, your role, the tier 2, your tier 2, tier 3, tier 1 role is always called out when the stewards come out. So you are pinged. So you are being notified that the stewards report has come out. And yeah, we're not people are just gonna just try and chase you down, just letting you know you've got a qualifying ban. You know, we don't have time to look after 60 drivers or how many drivers that are racing or do race at occasion times. Yeah, it's not up to us to tell you. And Pistol slipping up inside of Alonso. Pistol showing that he has got confidence, and I think his strategy, he has pushed the Alpha Tauri, Alonso, Tauri, Sauber, not Sauber, Toro Rosso. Sauber's one that overtook, but Pistol, his setup would really work around it because he has quite an understeery setup. Like he runs like low front wing and high rear wing, and I guess he's got a 10-second time penalty for corner cutting. How he's managed that, I don't know. And now Pistol is getting past back Mohammed here. Oh, and this contact. Oh, he's done what Joey did. He's not left him any space into the corner. Like there was no space given. He's just pinched him into the curb there. And you know what? Now this is heavy rain here. Now this is possible for wet tyres. It is really tipping it down now. It is heavy rain here. How the rain switches the race up is unbelievable. I hope Maldi might have a chance here. If he has got less penalties than Bolero, he might have a chance here P6. So Maldi needs to keep chasing, but he's got to be aware that Pierre is right up his arse. But the thing is with Pierre though, he is low on battery. So, just a little under 3 laps to go then. It'll be lap 27 when we cross the line. It is absolutely tipping it down here at China. It's very soft sand that we have at China. It's sitting on a very soft sand. I think this part of the places was built up. It's not a natural piece of land, I don't think. It's very soft and malleable. That's why it tends to get quite bumpy around here. Pistol's not really losing the rear. It is really heavy now. I know the wet tyres is not very good around this game anyway. The intermediates are always generally quite preferable, but it is very wet around here. It's skill is an ultimate must. It's all your skill you can muster. I've taken a very tight. Everyone's took a very tight entry onto the straight. I don't know why everyone's hugging the right hand side for. Whether it is drier, not drier, but more grippier on the inside. I don't know. Maybe it just allows them to straighten up their steering a little bit. Oh, now Pistol's looking nice. Cut back on Jamo on the exit. He's got the traction on Jamo. Jamo's really suffering that full traction control. And he's hit Jamo. Jamo's round. And Jamo's going to drop down to P5 here. Did Pistol give him enough space or did he not? But it looked like it did squeeze in quite a bit. You've got to remember, when you're carrying that extra speed, that rear tyre will catch the front tyre of the car on the inside. You've got to leave the space. You've got to leave enough space so there's no contact. And the contact was there, so Pistol might be picking up a 5-second time penalty if the stewards deem, which is including myself, that he did not leave enough space and did force Jamo into a spin and lose 4 places. So penalties are going to be applied here. So this is not going to be the finishing results. Well, Mohammed Akun is going to be behind a chaos in this race. So it's out of George, and Jamo might be on for P5 here. Meanwhile, Melody's now caught up with Bolero. Where those 4 seconds went, I don't know, because last time I checked, that was 3.5 seconds between these two. And now that's side by side, so Bolero's clearly struggling. And then Melody's going round the outside. Melody's now got the inside for this right-hander. Oh, and Bolero's not exactly giving Melody much space to play with here. Oh, he's not giving him space there either. And Pierre's gone through. And Melody's off the circuit. Did Melody get a legal overtake for that though? Because he was off the circuit when he did make the pass on the McLaren. Seems he got away with it then. But now Melody's now behind Pierre. Bolero does have Melody's got a 10. Yeah, he's got a 10-second time penalty. But he can probably get that removed if you feel like he's pushed off there. It's very heavy rain here now. Very heavy. It's almost looking flooded here. But Melody's got one last lap to get past this Alpine, because every position counts, especially with a penalty, can be removed. But last lap now, Alonso losing touch of Pistol here, despite that collision with Alonso earlier. So remember, Alonso might be getting a 5-second time penalty. Pistol might be getting a 5-second time penalty. Mohammed is going to be disqualified in this race. At this moment in time, Jamo is going to win this race from P5. He probably actually will, unless he bins it, which he almost does. I think at this rate, Jamo is going to win the race, but he needs to stay behind George. He's really suffering in these conditions. He's losing so much time around it. Because we've got sector left to go. We're 10 seconds down in just the second sector. We're about 15 seconds lower a lap right here. That's how slow it's got to. Crawling speed almost. Tetris. Pistol's gone, but he's probably going to pick up a 5-second time penalty. So, at this rate in time, I think Jamo might be the winner by the end of the week. When the stewards is done, I think Jamo might be your winner. But, like I said, that's all going to be taken into account yet. You know, some of the penalty might not be delivered, but I think I won't be surprised if Jamo does win, because George has got a penalty on track. But at the moment, Pistol crosses line in P1. Alonso will have to settle for P2. Mohammed will be disqualified at the end of the race. But for now, P4. Jamo picks up P5, and George will P4, and George has to pick up P5. So Mohammed will get disqualified. If Alonso gets a penalty for taking out Pistol, and if Pistol gets a 5-second time penalty for taking out Jamo, that puts Jamo into P4. Sorry, into P1. And George would be P2. Oh no! No, actually maybe not. Because Jamo, what's the gap between the leaders? It's 5.4, so Pistol, I think Pistol might still have his victory then. Pistol might have his victory because he's got over 5 seconds on Jamo, because Jamo was so far behind Pistol in the end. And my headset's beeping because it's about to die. Maldi obviously down to P9 because of the 10-second time penalty. But it could probably get removed, maybe go back up to P7. But yeah. Maldi might be able to get removed because although he did gain a place off the track, he was forced off the track. So, we'll have to look at that. But yeah, at the moment in time, Pistol might still get the victory in the end then. Because Jamo was just so slow in his last few laps. He lost a lot of time to the leaders. And yeah, interesting stuff there. So, what a race at the end then. The rain just brought everything together. We got through the first pit stops, it all got spread out, and the rain just brought it all back in. Didn't even need a safety car for this. Didn't even need a safety car. Right, just put my headset back. There we go. So, stop moaning now. Hopefully. Pistol wants an invite to the party. Maybe we can find Alonso, because I know Alonso can come in if we join their party. In the party. Oh, he's using the Xbox app. Never mind, he's using the Xbox app, so I can't even do him. Right, okay then. So I've invited Pistol. If you'd like to join, you ask you for an invite. If you'd like to join, it would be very nice. Say one more invite. It will be lovely when he does. It would be very nice. He's asked for an invite, now he's not joining. Excellent stuff. I'll give him one more minute. And if he doesn't join, well, screw him. Because all people have different places to go. Come on, Pistol, would you like to join? It would be very nice. But is he not joining? Why is he not joining? Right, I just like he's joining. So, you know what I say to that? Screw him, because he's not. Oh, never mind, I'm not even a party anymore. The party's just crashed itself. There we go. Finally. There we go. Finally in.
Yeah.
Some reason I was invited you like 3 times, and then about 5 minutes later, I found myself not even in the party. So it's just kicked myself out without me realising. Yeah, it does it sometimes. It kicks me out without even letting me know. Excellent. So we've got you in anyway. Well, Pistol would like to include your audio.
Yeah, it's included.
Right, it looks like it wasn't. Looks like you had to work for that in the end. Obviously, looking through that race, looked like you commanded most of that race with alongside Jamo. But yeah, obviously you were one of the earliest ones to pit. You made an early pit stop, which I wasn't expecting, but obviously the rain was coming, which it did. And obviously you had that collision with Alonso. Alonso did hit you as well. Just put your thoughts on the race and on that collision there, and making your way back through the field up into P1.
Well, race was good, I guess, because of my pace. My pace was good on the end of the day. Jimmy was able to stay up with me for a couple of laps at the start due to his low wings, which is fair enough. And then I get taken out. Then I go ahead and we drive for a little bit. I then go into the pits for some intermediates. Good. Had some good pace. I think somebody let me go. I think it was Georgie let me go. Had a tiny collision there with Mohammed, but whatever. Had a collision with JMO. Finished P1. We'll see what Stuart say at the end of the day. And yeah, that's it from me.
Well, obviously Alonso finished behind you because he will get a 5-second time penalty behind you. But even if you do get a 5-second time penalty, I believe you are P1 anyway, because Mohammed Takhan's obviously going to be disqualified in the race for not doing his qualifying ban, and you were further ahead enough to stay into P1 anyway. So I think anyway you might be looking good. So congratulations on your P1 there. We will obviously talk next week for next race, which is Las Vegas. So I'll see you then.
All right.
So that is it then. Next week is Las Vegas, going to be interesting down the strip, but we will see then next week for the Las Vegas Grand Prix back in Tier 1. We'll see you then.